Hey adventurers, welcome to the crew. I'm Sealord Janda, and this is my Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity. In the last episode, we finished up the Endless Paths of Adnua, and we're now going to be doing some side quests, I think. Probably first of all, we'll go meet Chancellor Warren and finally resolve this business with this loser who's trying to take Cadnua from us. Yeah, we'll take this party one out. He was in Brackenbury, right? I think. Wanted criminals arrived at the stronghold. Yeah, I think he was in the Charred Barrel here. Let's see here. Chancellor? Oh, I know what I'm mounted from. Hi, Chancellor Warren. Lord... Okay, that doesn't really work. See, Lord Janda, what brings you to Brackenbury? Put down the ale, old man. You summoned me. You sent a missive. No, I didn't. I received a missive from you. The Chancellor sets down his mug of ale and looks at you quizzically. As far as I know, nothing has changed regarding your rightful possession of Cadnua. You realize that the Charred Barrel has gone quiet and turned to see the last of the patrons quickly disappearing through the front door. A moment later, a group of armed men and women stride into the tavern. Oh dear, the Chancellor quickly ducks behind a table. Oh, it's an assassination attempt. How fun. The woman leading the armed group lowers her cowl with one hand while keeping the other on a pistol tucked into her belt. You immediately recognize Gathman's captain. Now that the sheep have been herded from their pen, you and I can conduct our business, unfortunate as it may be. I remember you. You're with Lord Gathman. And I you, she grins. I'll admit, you seem quite interesting. Alas, duty calls. What do you want? I think that she wants to kill me. Oh, I think you know. Lord Gathman's ordered your death. She forces a frown. A shame, really. I admire your exploits, even if only half of them are true. Sadly, I have my orders. Would you care to switch sides? Well, the man is swine, albeit noble, wealthy swine. Her lip curls in faint disgust. Were I to do it again, I doubt I'd have taken in with him. But what's done is done, and Lord Gathman's as ruthless as he is arrogant. He'll go to great lengths to avenge betrayal. What could you offer to make me consider such a risk? I'm not gonna bother to bribe her. I'll kill her very easily, I'm pretty sure. Better life? Serving an honorable lord? I've heard such stories about you. They can't all be true, can they? She's silent a moment. Tales of your charity, your kindness. But I also see strength in you. But is that enough to best Lord Gathman? That gamble's too rich for my blood. Still, I think I can tell Gathman that you didn't take the bait and never showed up here. No need for anyone to die today, eh? She looks to her troops and they nod in agreement. Know this, the day will soon come when you must face Gathman. I've lived this long by knowing which side to be on. Prove yourself on the battlefield and who knows. Until we meet again, see Lord Janda. Well, that was unexpected. Warren emerges from underneath his table and smooths the rumpled sleeves of his robe. It does make the strange reports I've received from the Grasp make more sense in context, however. Go on. Earl Badamar decided to keep an eye on Lord Gathman's activities. Gathman's been hiring a lot of men recently, but for what purpose we can't say. I'd advise you to take extra precautions at Cadnua. He may be attempting to place spies or saboteurs within your walls. Be wary, see Lord Janda. I don't think you've seen Lord Gathman's endgame yet. He swallows the rest of his ale and gives you a curt nod before heading for the door. Okay. Hardly the most inspired plan, really. I would have absolutely destroyed his assassins, I'm fairly confident, but... Oh well, let's get out of here. Cadnua, I guess, and we'll see if the next part of the quest will trigger immediately or not. Speak to the mob. There's a mob?
Well done.
I don't see any mob. I can hear the mob.
Too vulnerable to cannons.
Hi, mob. What's up? I wouldn't pay, so they set my crops on fire. When my boy tried to stop them, they knocked him over the head. He's alive, but he can't think straight no more. Your boy got lucky. My guards, good men both, got put to the sword after they'd surrendered. I paid those thugs what they wanted, but they still took everything I had. There he is! A woman points at you, and all eyes in the crowd turn their hostile gazes upon you. What's going on here? We want justice. You've been terrorizing us, and we won't stand for it any longer. Well, I have not, but go on. You sent your men to my farm to collect a crop tax, saying we was overdue. For me, it was a road toll. I've been traveling up and down this way for years, and this was the first I've heard of such a thing. Other people in the crowd chime in with similar stories. What makes you think I sent these men? Well, they said they were acting on orders from the Lord of Cadnua. That's you. They were not. Then who were they? They weren't no common bandits. And if this happens again, it's not on my orders. You heard it directly from me. Say we believe you. What about what we've lost? What about my crops? And my goods? And the families of my guards? Well, you know what? It's one of those things that you can just best solve as a lord by paying to make it go away. Share this 1,000 copper amongst yourselves. Most generous of you, my lord. Villagers nod and smile at you, uttering thanks. They distribute the coins between them. Well, never mind all the murders. 1,000 copper will cover for it. Angry mobs. The inevitable thorn in every ruler's side, I see, lord. What brings you to Cadnua, Marshal? I have news about Lord Gathman. Let's discuss it in the Great Hall, away from curious ears. So Gathman is killing my peasantry, I think. Terrorizing my peasantry. We can't have that, really. We're gonna need to strike back at him. Lord Janda, I've received word that Lord Gathman is amassing an army of mercenaries near Yenwood Field. It appears a peaceful claim to Cadnua is no longer possible. The Earl has sent me to aid you in forming your own force to counter this threat. I'm here in advisory role only, of course. The Earl won't officially take sides in this dispute. How much time do I have? Enough. It's rumored Lord Gathman will suffer a series of unfortunate and completely unforeseeable setbacks before his army is complete. He grins and winks. Still, I'd not tarry long. If there's anything else you wish to know, please ask. Okay, well, we have a fortress. Why not let him come to me? Lord Gathman isn't fool enough to risk tearing down Cadnua just to kill you. And if you shield yourself behind these walls, he'll have free rein to torment your subjects in the countryside. Earl Badamar will see you're in action against Lord Gathman as a sign that you're unwilling to perform your duties as Lord of Cadnua. Losing his support will have dire consequences. Taking the fight to Lord Gathman is your only option. Okay, and why won't the Earl legitimize my claim? It's a delicate situation. Legally, Lord Gathman's claim is just, and he knows it. Stripping land and title from a noble family is quite dangerous, perhaps more so than killing the man outright. If Gathman dead, the Earl need only worry about blood vengeance from family members that actually cared for Lord Gathman, and those, if court gossips to be believed, are few and far between. Losing a family claim to land and title, though. Such disputes incite hatred from the entire clan and their political allies, not to mention the unease it causes amongst the other nobles. Wars are started for less. No, if Gathman's to be denied, it'll be you who must prove your legitimacy to the Earl and all others who dispute your claims. This is what it means to be noble in the Deerwood. Alright, let's talk about the army. The Marshal nods. I feel like I should know this more than him, really. Where am I getting my troops? I've sent out a call for volunteers from the lands around Cadnua. Hopefully people will realize that being under your rule is preferable to that of Lord Gathman's. Any hirelings stationed at Cadnua will also accompany you to the battle, so I suggest you acquire as many of them as possible. I received a missive from the Knights of the Crucible. They've heard about the situation and will send a squad of their finest knights when the time for battle comes. Well, that's nice. Believe it or not, but your friends in the Flames That Whisper clan have heard about your trouble with Lord Gathman. Matron Baragon said something about a vision. In any case, a messenger from Stalwart said that Baragon is sending some of her clan to your aid. Oh, well, that's nice. Knights of the Crucible and ogres, huh? Alright, what's the status of my regular troops? The Marshal shakes his head. 2 green and 2 few. If you go up against Lord Gathman now, losses will be heavy. However, victory is still possible. Alright, well, how do I get veteran troops? I know a company or 2 of veterans that would be willing to join us for a bit of coin. I'd say 10,000 copper should cover the expenses. Whew, that's a lot more. And I doubt it's, like, necessary at all, but what the heck, let's spend it. His eyes widen. It will be done. What special allies do I have available? The Knights of the Crucible will reinforce your infantry. Several crag ogres from the Flames That Whisper clan will join with your infantry. Alright. Well, assemble the army and get marching, Marshal. Excellent. Morale is high and the troops are eager to follow you to glory. Are you certain you wish to march? Yeah, I'm sure. As you command, I'll march the army to Yenwood Field. Will you be accompanying us? Yeah, let's go. I don't know where else I'd get troops. It feels adequate to me. So let's just go crush them. As you crest a small hill overlooking Yenwood Field, Lord Gathman's army's a flurry of activity scurrying to and fro. Even from this distance, you can hear the drums of war beating their steady cadence, designed to intimidate their foes while organizing the rank and file into battle formations. Marshal Foreman approaches. You've arrived just in time. Lord Gathman's forces are beginning to move. An attack is imminent. Inspect our forces. Local militia constitutes the majority of the army, but veteran soldiers have organized the ranks and walk among the young, unseasoned warriors, offering advice or the occasional joke. They cheer, striking sword to shield as you pass, in thunderous approval of their lord. Among the troops, a small group of warriors shine brighter than the others. Crucible knights, standing tall in gleaming plate armor, armed with spear and shield. They stand at attention, spear centered as you pass. You pass a group of crag ogres working themselves into a frenzy. They carve jagged wounds across each other's chest and back, and their war cries echo throughout the camp. Your troops give them a wide berth. Any idea what Gathman's planning? Marshal Foreman strokes his chin. His ultimate objective is to face you in battle and to be seen defeating you. I doubt he's foolish enough to challenge you to single combat, of course. Well, sound the horn, Marshal Foreman. It's time to finish this. Marshal Foreman begins barking orders, and your troops quickly form up. Gathman's army follows suit as adherent war drums echo across the field. Within a few moments, the Marshal raises a brass horn in the visage of a mighty boar to his lips. He looks at you expectantly. The third option is kind of hilarious. Well, for Cadnua. Oopsies. Kind of skipped one there. Oh well. Dozens of bowstrings twang in unison behind you as your archers unleash a hail of arrows at Gathman's army. The missiles score through the air with deadly accuracy, felling scores of enemies. In a bold move, Gathman points his sword towards your position, giving an unheard order. His infantry, shields raised, charge the field. Your infantry charges headlong into the enemy infantry in the center of the field. The cacophonous sound of metal on metal is nearly deafening as the two forces collide. The fighting is fierce and the screams of the dying numerous. Led by veteran warriors rallied to your cause, the troops fight valiantly and appear to be holding their ground. The battle thus far appears to be a stalemate. Then a group of Adherin battle mages emerges from behind the enemy lines. They begin waving their hands in unison with practiced precision. Suddenly, waves of arcane fire erupt among your troops. The acrid smell of smoke and burning flesh is nearly overwhelming. From the left flank, a unit of Rauate berserkers, clad in plate armor and wielding greatswords, begins to collapse the left side of the line. The ground is thick with the dead as they press their advantage. Meanwhile, Bleakwalker paladins dressed in dark armor and carrying sword and shield stride back and forth behind Gathman's lines, rallying his warriors and exhorting them to fight harder. As the battle rages, Marshal Foreman looks to you for orders. Study the battlefield. Troops fight bravely. Your lines are holding for the moment. Gathman's army is slowly pushing you back, and casualties are mounting. Defeat is likely. Not great. Okay. I think probably the battle mage is the highest priority. Theoretically, the ogres should do well, right? Well, I feel like either of them could handle it, but... the ogres are faster, I think. The crag ogres charge them. Charge the Gathman lines in a blood frenzy. Using their size, many of the ogres leap over the enemy line, ignoring grievous wounds, while many fall. Nearly a dozen reach the battle mages. The high-pitched scream permeates the din of battle as you see an unarmed ogre lift one of the mages overhead and rip him in two. Shortly after, the magical barrage against your army ceases. Yeah, they're faster. I think that was the important thing, probably. As the battle rages. Okay. Well, I would like to take care of the Bleakwalkers, but I don't know that anybody can be spared. Berserkers? Send the Crucible Knights to handle them. The Knights of the Crucible form a shield wall to reinforce the crumbling left flank. Rauate Berserkers throw themselves against the wall with reckless abandon. Each time a knight falls, another steps into the breach, shield held high and spear at the ready. The Berserkers' losses are many, and within a few minutes it's clear the wall will hold. Yeah, Berserking doesn't work well against discipline. I don't think I have any way to deal with the Bleakwalkers. Nope. Let's see. The heavy losses inflicted on Gathman's troops have clearly lifted morale. Your troops push forward with renewed vigor, while Gathman's army is slowly losing ground. Victory is within your grasp. Okay. I don't know if I was supposed to have a third unit of special troops from somewhere, but seems like it's going well enough anyway. Everybody on me? Charge! As the remainder of your forces charge, a horn sounds in the distance. A new contingent of warriors crests a nearby hill. As Gathman's reinforcements charge headlong into the fray, his other troops cheer triumphantly. Shouts of joy turn to roars of dismay as the new arrivals begin attacking Gathman's infantry. You make out the figure of Captain Emery, leading the charge in her dark armor. She kills one of Gathman's men with a well-aimed pistol shot before running another through with gleaming rapier. She fells one foe after another, pausing briefly at one point to salute you with her sword from across the battlefield. Apparently she decided I had the better chance of winning. As the battle rages, your forces are clearly winning the day. Gathman's army begins to collapse. See Lord Janda! Lord Gathman strides to the carnage, his elite guard accompanying him. I'll not have you take this victory from me. It's time I put you down like the dog you are. Well, here I am. Let's finish this.
Brave.
Oh, this is, wow. It's just a battlefield and there's a bunch of... The whole map is just one battlefield. He's got his whole army. I've got my whole army. Ton of corpses. Here's me and my companions. Let's see, I got... Oh, I did even bring with me the people from my, from Katnua. And a crag ogre. And veterans, and, So they're Crucible Knights? I don't actually see any, but, you know, you get the idea. He's got, mostly Adirian mercenaries. I wonder if the whole battle prior to this helped determine how this looks, or what? Did the cleric take that shot? Is that my lightning? Alright, well. Oh, no, it did not. Well, no, because that killed one of my skirmishers, yeah. Oh, you know what? One Adirian Battle Mage did seemingly aimed for Gath. I wonder if he just fired his lightning and it went like through his whole army too? Because there's injured people here for sure.
This
Yep.
says
Let's get up and get in here. Where's Gathbin himself? I saw him a minute ago. There he is.
here.
You know what, let's help out over here. Hopefully I won't accidentally kill my own troops, but Loth lets you and I cast some chain lightning over here. Somebody should probably focus on the battle mage, actually. Where the hell's he? Back there. Ader, you need to tank, because that's what you do. Palagina, you go for Gathbin. I can't reach the mage. Does Death Ring only hurt enemies? It does. Let's get forwards a little and let's cast that. Grieving Mother, I just aimed for that guy. Loth, why don't you, that will hurt everyone. Why don't you just cast some more chain lightning? Pretty sure these guys are low enough level for it to be very effective. Where the hell's Palagina? She's fighting a dog. Good, 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 good. Take care of that. Somebody needs to take care of that battle mage. Okay, he's just about in range for this. So let's go for it. That's the chanting. Okay, pretty solid. This heal... well, that will... that, but will this heal... it will just heal... anybody. So we could get like my whole army in this. That's pretty nice, actually. But Palagina is 1v1ing Lord Gathbin now. Didn't realize that. We should probably help. Loth, finish him. We didn't quite finish him the first try. I'm gonna just Death Bolt Lord Gathbin. Didn't quite kill him, but it hit for a lot. We will finish him easily. Ader, knock this Bleak Walker over, please. Nope, the Shield Warden's not actually dead. Alright, Grieving Mother, why don't you, remove him? Didn't quite entirely work, but good enough. Palagina, how are you faring? Not bad. That's pretty damn good, actually. Why don't you go for that? No, we need to take the priest out. Yeah. Unator, one more round of chain lightning. I will eliminate the priest. No more priest, but Gathbin healed a lot. That's alright, I will just killing bolt him again. There's a Shield Warden stabbing him off. Maybe we put a step to that. Probably with this. Well, there goes Gathbin. Let's see. Really long time, actually. Alright, what's left over here? Probably. Make sure that guy dies. Good. I just accidentally dominated that shield warden. Okay, anybody left? Well, except the dominated shield warden? I don't think so. It is gonna be rough for that guy when he wakes up. Ouch! Well, move on. Lord Gathbin lies dead before you, his army scattered. Bloodied and exhausted, your remaining troops look to you, swords raised high in victory, chanting your name. See Lord Janda, see Lord Janda, see Lord Janda. Alright. Well, that's done and dealt with. Holding the hem of his robe as he steps over several bodies, Chancellor Morn approaches you. Although his face is pale and he looks as if he'll be sick at any moment, he forces a smile. Lord Janda, while I'm grateful this dispute is finally over, it is regrettable so many lives were lost in the process. Gathman should have just been reasonable from the start. He gags involuntarily as his silk boot brushes against a severed head. In any event, as the legal arbiter of Earl Badamar, I'm here to inform you you've been declared a Thane of the Deerwood, and Cadnua has been recognized as your domain. It shall forever be thus, and will pass down to any descendants you may have in the future. Of course, now that your claim has been upheld, you are expected to forward a small portion of any taxes that you collect to your rightful Lord Earl Badamar. You know what? No need to be pissing anybody off. Sounds reasonable. It appears my work is done. Feel free to visit the palace if... He steps in a pile of entrails with a wet squish as he turns to leave. On second thoughts, I'll come and visit you. Yes, perhaps in a year or 3. Lord Janda, it's been an honor to serve you. I'll be making my way back to Giron's Grasp. The Earl has some urgent business for me there, unfortunately. So if you ever find yourself that far north, feel free to call on me. I'd love to trade war stories with you over a cup or two. He grasps your hand briefly in a firm grip, then turns on his heel. Well, dealt with. Guess we gotta loot.
I'm here.
Dang it, these dead guys don't even have money. Bunch of generic, exceptional to fine equipment. Nope. Gathman family signet. Lord's authority, 1 per stronghold turn. Might, resolve, immunity to charm and dominated, and that's pretty good. That 10% ability area of effect, yeah, that's really quite nice. This ring has been passed down from father to son in the Gathman family for generations. Thanks to you, that tradition has been permanently shattered. Though made for the Gathmans, the power of the ring is connected to the rule of Cadnua itself. Ogre Might gauntlets, blunting belt, damage reduction is pierce and slash, suppress affliction, rice, axe, helm, some ripple sponge. The ring is pretty nice. Nothing else is that exceptional, but I like the constant crow noises. Alright, the rest of the bodies are not lootable, the ones that are just part of the background. So I'd say we get out of here. Seems we have dealt with the problem. Yenwood Field. Alright. Back to Cadnua. Inheritance dispute solved. Yep. Now...
stones and the spirits in this place have begun to heal.
Good. Now, I guess we just head straight over to... Well, actually, what are all these, 4 messages? Oh. Haravi's is back. It took 3 separate expeditions from the south coast of the Living Lands for Haravis to reach the fabled Valley of Glass. Though the legends had been exaggerated somewhat, the reality of the valley was breathtaking. It contained flora and fauna that had never been seen in any other known part of Eora. Great lumbering beasts and terrifying winged creatures that flew so high they seemed to disappear into the clouds. And at the heart of it all was the great glass tree. When Haravis examined it, it became obvious that it was not made of glass at all, but a fascinating clear wood bearing transparent sap along its great trunk and branches. Though the straight helmed warrior was nowhere to be found, Haravius did find a pair of glittering clear wooden gauntlets at the base of the tree. It's unclear who made them, if they were made from that tree's wood, and why they'd been left there. With the raft finally charted, other explorers began arriving in the Valley of Glass, but subsequent visitors reported that the flora and fauna had started to fade and disappear. Some speculate that the arrival of outsiders was causing the magic of the valley to retreat back into the depths of Eora. Dazzling dazes characters hit by yourself, or that hit yourself. That's potentially pretty nice. Plus 9 deflection. That's solid, honestly. Is Nigri here? I'll go visit him in person, I think, or... The Rawate merchant ship was sunk by Adiran pirates off the east coast of Raed Saris. Before the ship collapsed into the waves, the pirates made off with a variety of precious treasures, many of which were experimental animancy implements or nautical devices intended for Defiance Bay and Esperanto. The concerned would-be recipients of the cargo were discreetly inquiring about potential help. Their hope is to recover the shipments before the pirates learn the value of what they've taken. Alright, Sagani? You're a tracker. Okay, that done. I will head to Radrick's Hold, because...
Thanks for watching, adventurers. New parts will be up every other day, or you can watch live on Twitch. If you did enjoy the video, consider leaving a like or subscribing. Have a nice day, adventurers. This is Sea Lord Janda, signing off.